on a day when something clicked. So back in 2009, I was training at San Francisco CrossFit. I was by now not so intimidated by this fitness thing. From being unable to run 500 meters, I'd run 21 kilometers. And I didn't want to run long distance anymore. I had a goal, I'd finished it, I wanted to do something else. I wanted to do something more exciting. And that led me to CrossFit. Now, my initial days were terrible. I almost passed out in my trial class at a CrossFit facility that was 2 blocks from my office. And because of that embarrassment, I chose the other CrossFit in my city, which was an amazingly lucky thing because I got to train at SFCF with Adrian Bosman, Carl, Angel, and Kelly. So here I am, even at this new one, and I'm barely making through the warm-up, right? And one day, Kelly's coaching class. For those of you who don't know Kelly, Kelly's a little bit of a celebrity in the fitness circles, okay? He is a doctor of physical therapy. He, well before there was Instagram, he did something called Mobility Ward, where he posted a video of you mobilizing one joint or one muscle tissue or fixing one problem every day. So if you haven't seen Mobility Ward, or today it's called the Ready State, do check it out. So anyway, I'm in Kelly's class. I am a rank beginner. I'm at a place where I can't lift the prescribed weights. Well, more on that. So Kelly's coaching, and he's explaining the workout, and he talks about the concept of neuromuscular adaptation. It sounds amazing. To me, carbohydrates were a new word. So neuromuscular adaptation meant I honestly had no idea what it meant. So it's just the ability of the nervous system, or basically the mind and the body, to work better. So when you squat, for example, your legs have to do certain things and your trunk has to do certain things, and all the muscles have to do certain things to enable you to go into that movement and come back out of that movement. And just like anything else, playing the guitar, running, whatever it is, the more and more deliberate practice you do, the more and more your brain and body sync together. So this coordination, this adaptation, he explained, takes a year to a year and a half to happen. Now, that might sound discouraging. That might be like, whoa, so long. But honestly, it didn't faze me at all. Not because I was so far ahead, but because I was so far behind. I mean, I could barely finish warm-ups. I was not finishing workouts at all, okay? And even when I did finish workouts, I would finish dead last. And CrossFit has prescribed weights. That is, you do this with, say, 95 pounds, and women do it with 65 pounds and things like that. And I worked with what the women were prescribed, or even lesser in some workouts. So to me, I was just happy that I had found my next big step, which was CrossFit, training under these awesome coaches, and just going along for the ride. I mean, I was excited every day about going to the gym. I had never had that feeling before. So to me, that was enough. So I noted it in my head because I like to hear about these nerdy things, but I didn't go and bug Kelly or any of my other coaches about, hey, has this happened to me? Am I there yet? Or when will I be? Just left it. And about maybe a year and a few months later, we were doing a workout. Coincidentally, it was Kelly coaching class again. And the workout involved thrusters. By now, I was strong enough that I was working with, somewhere in between the prescribed weights of women and men. And as the workout progressed, I felt something strange. I felt good. And it was a different good. I felt flow within me. It's hard to explain, but that memory is still so vividly etched. I can recollect that feeling that day. I'm squatting down. So a thruster is when you squat and you stand up and you lock out with the barbell, kettlebell overhead. And it's not a squat plus a press. It's one smooth move that flows in and ends in lockout. So I could really feel that push into the floor, and then the energy flowing up my body through my trunk, transferring to my shoulders, the bar floating, and my hands finishing. And every rep, normally, I was a brute force guy. So normally every rep, as I get tired, I'm just getting worse and worse with technique, and I am pushing with all I have. But this day, every rep, I started doing lesser and lesser and lesser. That is, expending lesser energy, because I was doing it with much better technique, with a lot of neuromuscular coordination. And I felt it. I felt it immediately. And I was exhilarated. I didn't know that's what had happened. I was thinking, all these, that 1 year ago conversation with Kelly is in my head, and I feel like I should pinch myself, but at the same time, I don't want to stop because this is awesome and I'm killing it. And then I see, out of the corner of my eye, Kelly watching me. And, there's 20 other people in class, and he just goes away and he's doing his thing. And then the workout ends, and I'm honestly in a daze. I'm like, whoa, did that happen? What happened? And I see Kelly like charging towards me with a beaming smile on his face, and he's just like high-five and yelling, and he's like, didn't I tell you that this would happen? And sheesh, it felt unbelievable. Like this guy saw and recognized that change in form and technique, that neuromuscular adaptation that I felt internally. And he remembered the earlier conversation from literally a year and some ago. Whoa, even today gives me the goosebumps. It is truly one of the most transformational memories I have because, of the coaching, of the power of a coach, and of how, sometimes it does take a year for things to click. And yeah, it's just crazy. And more than all of it, that feeling of, oh wow, I'm not an imposter anymore. This is actually happening to me. It's not, make believe. That was kind of sort of when things really clicked in my head that, whoa, I'm here, I belong. So there are a lot of things that I did right, like not worrying about 1 year, not worrying about progress, and am I doing this, am I lifting that, and all of it. At least in the beginner stages, I think there's a huge value to that. And as I think about it, 10, 12 years later, while benchmarking and progress is important, I think somehow just enjoying the journey and how you get yourself to do that is way more important. So to close this out, progress is always around us. And again, like I said, I got lucky because from not being able to run 500 meters, I ran a mile, and then the next week you run 1.5, next week you run 2, 3, 4. I had that carrot always going on for me. And these were not micro progressions. To me, these were major progressions. I mean, 500 meters to a mile is 3 times. That's a lot of progress. Yeah? You might just dismiss it as, this guy's making a fuss about running a mile. To me, it was a crazy big deal. And as I started putting more effort, that identity of belonging in these communities happened. And that change was subtle, but it was obvious. So what I want to say, progress is not just about fat loss or muscle gain or lifting more weights. Yes, your training plan, your goals, all of it will revolve around this, but there's progress around us all the time. And we need to be aware. We need to keep our eyes open. Even if the goal is to squat heavier, there are so many small things that you would be blind to if all you're looking at is what weight did I lift today or how many reps did I do today. The journey is better than the end. That achievement that, I squatted this today is but a minor blip in your life. But moments like what happened to me there, and I have hundreds of these moments, and talking here, writing about them is helping me rediscover all of them. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is you should do that too for yourself. You can either be cognizant of it at the end of a training session itself, or sit back at the end of every week or every month and think about progress you've made. Okay? So I hope you got something out of that journey.